My name is Zeliha Derek. I am the first presenter, and I will start with how we use phonetic in teaching language. The first point that I focus on IPA and phonetic symbols. Teaching the IPA symbols can help students to understand the exact pronunciation of words and distinguish between the similar sounds. Pronunciation skills is the second point. Um, Focus on minimal pairs, for example, sheep and sheep, helps students to hear exact sounds correctly. Articulation practice encourage students to feel the vibration and the airflow as they produce different sounds. Chants and rhymes use song, chants, and rhymes to make learning phonetic fun and memorable. Repetition reinforce sound patterns and the intonation. Tongue twister. It helps practicing and improving fluency. They also add some fun in it.
Understanding phonology. Introduction. Phonology is the branch of linguistics concerned with the abstract organization of sounds in languages. It explores how sounds are used systematically to convey meaning and how they are perceived by speakers. For instance, consider the difference between the English words pat and bat. Despite sharing most of their sounds, the initial phoneme distinguishes their meanings, showcasing the importance of phonology in language. Phoneme is small units of sound that distinguishes one word from another word in language. Fundamentals of phonology. Phonology starts with phonemes, which are the smallest units of sounds in language that can distinguish meaning. For instance, in English, the sounds P and P are phonemes because they difference words like pat and bat. Phonological rules govern how phonemes interact in speech. For example, take the pronunciation difference between cats and dogs in English. Word final S is pronounced differently due to phonological rules. Phonological process. Phonological process involves systematic adjustments that sounds undergo different linguistic environments. Assimilation is such process where a sound becomes more like neighbor's sound. In other words, when a speech sound changes and becomes more like another sound which follows it or precedes it. For example, impossible. The ants becomes am before the p, resulting in assimilation impossible. Okay? Elision involves the omission of some certain contexts such as rapid speech, where going becomes gonna. In other words, leaving out a phoneme or phonemes in speech is called elisions. Postman, fish and chips, sandwich. Insertion adds additional sounds like Shiva in athlete. Athlete. Symbol structure. Symbols are essential units of phonology, consisting of one or more sounds centered around the vowel. Uh, they are longer than one sound and smaller than whole word. They typically include the beginning called onset, the central parts called nucleus, the ends called coda. For example, cats. O- onset is K and nucleus A, no coda. Bats. B on onset, E nucleus, and T coda. Phonological variation. It refers to difference in pronunciation among speakers influenced by factors like geography, social class, and ethnicity. Dialectal variations such as pronunciation cod and cod, the American and British English demonstrates regional differences. Sociolingual factors also play a role, as seen as variation like the pronunciation of as or ask, as or as. Application in language learning. Uh, Here is minimal pair and minimal sets. They involve construct words like differ only one phoneme, allowing learners to identify and differentiate between similar sounds and target language. Minimal pair. For example, pet and bat, sheep and sheep, bean or pin. Minimal sets. Minimal sets share the same phonemic sequence except for the sounds, which are varied systematically. For example, bat, cat, mat, p, b, k, m, like that, okay? It and minimal set in language learning allows learners to identify and practice specific sounds and contexts, leading to improved pronunciation comprehension. These exercises help learners develop phonological sensitivity accuracy, contributing their overall language proficiency. Conclusion. In conclusion, incorporating minimal pairs, minimal sets into language learning highly effective strategy for improving pronunciation accuracy and developing phonological awareness. By engaging the activities that focus on contrasting similar sound and recognizing systematic variation, learners can refine their pronunciation skills and enhance their oral language proficiency. Let's embark this exciting journey in language learning together, leveraging the principle of phonology to unlock the full potential of our communication skills and connect with the world around us.
Study morphology. Let's start. Exploring morphology, the study of word structure. Morphology is the branch of linguistics that studies the structure of words and how they are formed, including their internal structure and the relationship between different forms. Understanding morphology is crucial for comprehending the intricate construction of language and how words convey meaning. Morphemes. Morphemes are the smallest units of meaning in language. They can be divided into two types: free morphemes, which can stand alone as words, for example, dog, cat, etc., and bound morphemes, which must be attached to other morphemes to convey meaning. For example, s in dogs. Examples: prefixes, suffixes, and root words are common morphemes. Types of morphological process. Derivation. This process involves adding affixes, prefixes or suffixes to a base word to create a new word with different meaning or grammatical category. For example, happiness from happy. Inflection. Inflectional morphemes are added to a word to indicate grammatical features such as tense, aspect, mood, number, case, and gender without changing the word's basic meaning. Morphological analysis. Morphological analysis is the process of breaking down words into their morphemes to understand their structure and meaning. For example, unhappiness, unhappiness, as you can see, uh, to understand its meaning as the absence of happiness. Applications of morphology. Natural language processing. Morphology is used to analyze and process language, enabling computers to understand and generate human language. Language acquisition. Understanding morphology aids in learning new languages by deciphering word structures and in identifying patterns. Conclusion. The last part, recap. Morphology is the study of word structure, including morphemes, derivation, inflection, morphology, and morphological analysis. It plays a vital role in linguistics, communicating, and language-related technologies. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Today I will mention about what is syntax. First of all, why do we learn syntax? Syntax is important in language teaching because it provides the rules and structure for how words and symbols can be combined to form meaningful sentences and expressions. Understanding syntax allows language teachers to have a deeper knowledge of language structure and how it can change over time. So how can we use syntax in teaching language? Developing syntax can involve examining how sentences are built, learning to expand sentences, and learning to combine short, choppy sentences into longer, grammatically correct sentences. Final part is what is the use of syntax in language? Syntax is the part of linguistics that studies the structure and formation of sentences. It explains how words and phrases are arranged to form correct sentences. A sentence could make no sense and still be correct from the syntax point of view as long as words are in their appropriate